Another game comes down to the wire, but this time those cardiac baby bears, not Cubs, different team, but those cardiac baby bears, this young Ben Johnson team could not pull out the dub. Let's share the thoughts on today's post game sports Chicago style.
Sports, 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 Chicago style for me and you.
Hello, welcome to Sports Chicago Style. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you like the video. All right, so the loss to the Kitties, giving the Kitties the bragging rights of the division, but the Bears retain the right to go to the playoffs next week to face the Packers. But before that, not looking ahead, but does it seem like the team was looking ahead against Detroit at home? The offense took the first half off, very disinterested. Defense battled, their bend but don't break philosophy that Coach Trippin loves so well. Kind of held up. So the defense played better than they did against San Fran. I don't know. I don't know. So whatevs. But before we get to the panel to hear the thoughts, the only major injury that I noticed offhand or was aware of was C.J. Gardner Johnson. Like he took a ding to the head and he had a trainer under each arm leading him off the field to the not to the blue tent, but directly to the locker room. He did not return, so more than likely he will be in concussion protocol. Sad to hear, especially this late in the season for the team wise going forward, but hope he recovers soon. All right, so let's go around and hear the thoughts about this loss to the Detroit Kitties. Coach Trippy, start us off.
Thank you, Triple R. I don't know what the hell that was in the first half of the game by the offense. Lackluster, disinterested, or just flat out not showing the hell up. What the hell are all these 3 and outs? They know what the defense is. They could help the defense by not leaving them hung out to dry for the first half, right? And also for the defense. What the hell is the problem not getting off field on third down still? When I look at Dennis Allen, I understand, right? He doesn't have all his players, but let's get a little more creative than rushing the front 4, who is not historically getting pressure, and then playing soft zone behind it. If they need 6 yards for a first down, why are our DBs 9 yards behind? What the hell are we doing scheme-wise on defense, right? And back to offense. What the hell are we doing that the run game is not as better than it was halfway through the season? They have been regressing week by week. And Ben Johnson, he looked like he was regretful not going for it on fourth down when the defense had not been stopping them all day long and the clock is expiring. Even though the defense bent a lot, they didn't break, only giving up 19 points all day with 3 coming on that final field goal. So they have reduced the points, but they're still getting up the first downs and the yards and the time of possession. That needs to be rectified. So offense, defense, and coaching on both are losses to blame for today, as well as execution and pre-snap penalties are still a thing. And that is not good going into the playoffs. They need fixing. They need to fix it now. There is no next week. in the playoffs, right? Unless you win. So we need to win and bear it down. Chef. Thank you, Coach. This was indeed very disappointing, as we hoped that we see the better and the best at the end of the season from both sides of the ball on this team. But there were some lackluster, as the code word for the day, performances on the field and on the coaching staff. So with that said, let's get started with Chef Tripp's Donkeys of the Week. Chef Tripp's Donkey of the Week. These have been Chef Tripp's Donkeys of the Week. Yes, there were no donkeys because it was a team loss. There were enough missed throws, dropped passes, missed blocks, bad calls, missed tackles, and bad coverage, and to go around. So let's flip the coin and look at Chef Tripp's Standouts of the Week. Chef Tripp's Standouts of the Week. These have been Chef Tripp's Standout of the Week. Spoiler alert after the fact, they are the same thing, not applicable, because there were no standouts that were standouts to make the victory, or donkeys to make the loss the loss. So we will pack it up and have them prepare to have better and best ready for those playoffs. Trip, what are your thoughts? Yeah, bro. Thanks, Chef. Bro, I don't know what was wrong with the whole team today, bro. Cause Coach Football Psycho, he was trying to get that payback versus the kiddies, right? You know, to bring it to 1-1 for the season series. But no, his calls, sometimes he was aggressive, then he wasn't, but then they were in the wrong times, so it didn't work. And then Gizmo, he was just kind of off, and then there was enough drops, then there was still enough missed blocks, then there was still like those pre-snap penalties, and so the offense was like, bro. I'm surprised to say this, but I don't know if it was because of the kiddies, but bro, I don't know, but like Hutch got his like one against Darnell Dancing Bear, right? You know, beast, but you know Hutch is Hutch, and then but bro, it looked like the line like noticeably was like missing Ozzie Bear, even with Canadian Eagle in there, so I don't know. And the defensive line, they got some pressure, but not enough, bro, against Golf. And they did stop the run, but not enough. And they limited St. Brown, but not enough. And going across field, bro, JJ, he's not looking healthy, bro. I don't know what's going on, cause he's back too soon, bro. And then CJ, he went down, but he was still too slow to cover him across field, bro. And then TJ is getting exposed because he's a little slow. He's a good football player, but he's a little slow. And so it's like we're just slow on defense, bro. Like step behind. So I don't know, bro. But we're gonna get right, and cause we got the FGBs coming in town for the playoffs, bro. So the kiddies, oh, did we play them? Oh yeah, that game's in the rearview mirror because now it's all about the playoffs. And getting to the Super Bowl. Cause that's what's up. Let's go. Go ahead, Triple R. Let's go. Playoffs, bro. Playoffs? Playoffs? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks, Trip. Thanks, Chef. Thanks, Coach. Well, yeah, the intensity once again, not till the end of the game versus the kiddies. But it is what it is, and that is in the past. But what is in the future? The playoffs. Because even through the virtue of this Bears loss, the Eagles also lost, locking the Bears into the number 2 seed, therefore hosting the wild card game at Soldier Field Saturday evening versus the Green Bay Packers. Playoff football, Soldier Field, January against the division rival. It will be chef's kiss cinema, and we will be here for it. And hopefully you will be here for us with that pregame as well. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel here at Sports Chicago Style. Please also show Chef Trip some love over there at his channel at Chef Trips, TRIPS. And then Coach Tripping and Trip with their channel at Trip, TRIPP, Coon, KUNE, DO. Much appreciated. And then also much appreciated for those that choose to support on the platforms of Patreon or Ko-fi, which you can find under Sports Chicago Style, as well as the QR codes you see on the screen. All right? So the regular season is now history, and the postseason begins, and we are really excited for it. All right? So until the next pregame, we are together again. Bear down. Bear down.
Bear down, everybody. Bear